was Gucci, you too. It's Pat Brady in the super building. You dig what I'm saying? Marvelous Bluntz in the building. We are live and direct today on this Sunday. Actually, this is actually the earliest we've done in a while. Shout out to Torian in this hip that the last episode 6 is tonight.
Yep.
So that's why we here early. Know that. Pat Brady here, man. If you haven't already, man, subscribe to Marvelous Bluntz, ASAP Rocky. I'm here with my dog Torian. Torian, what's going on, man?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here tonight so we can do the spoiler review for the beginning of Phase 5. Essentially, that's basically what it is.
That's basically what it is. That's what it is. I'm really excited to talk about this today, man. Me and Tori and Sled went to go see it yesterday at the Hoffman. I'm gonna be real with you, dog. As an Ant-Man fan, as y'all see, I got the Ant-Man popcorn thing last night. The cashier, she convinced me really to get it. Oh, on top of that, but man, Ant-Man, man, we are here to talk about it. So, Tori, I'm since you actually saw it first, Tori came on the channel. I clipped him saying that he was standing on it, and now it stands even better because he told us since the beginning, man, Ant-Man was lit, man. So go ahead. I want you to give your little mini review and your mini feelings about it after seeing it again.
Well, actually, when I did my review on it, when I saw it the first time, because I had saw it on Thursday, I had gave it a 7.5. But then after seeing it a second time and picking up on some things that I didn't really catch the first time, I actually upped my score to like an 8.5. So I moved up like a whole point.
Okay.
After seeing it a second time and really seeing what direction they're actually going to be going with this. Like, my critiques of the movie were actually like small, few and far in between ones. Like, I think I only had two critiques of the movie. The first one was like, and I think a lot of people are on a consensus with this one, is I really didn't like how MODOK looked. With his helmet on, he looked dope. But with it off, it was like, ugh. Like, it was like,
it was like a swollen thumb. Like, it was like
every time, notice when we saw in the movie last night, every time his face was on screen, everybody in the audience started laughing just because
you could not laugh.
Yeah, because of how he looked. That's why I said it probably would have been best if they just like kept the helmet on, because with the helmet on, he looked dope. Like, with the helmet on,
he looked before. I'm telling you, sometimes when he was on screen and that the mask was on, I was like, okay, this is like the killing machine MODOK right here. When it's like you couldn't even take anything he said seriously. Like, even when part with spoiler alert, when he was dying and he was just like that was the funniest part. He was like, and I'm gonna die an Avenger. And he was like, Ant-Man looked down like, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's say that. And but one thing I can say about MODOK, and you can go back. One thing I can say about him, it was a good little touch, though. It was a good little touch. I wish they kept him more in commando mode, but it was some moments where he reminded me of MODOK from the show, from the live action show, and I was like, okay, this got the little MODOK feel from the show. So I was rocking. What was your other gripe that you had?
My other issue, and the thing is, I didn't like pick up on this until after I had did my review, is that for this movie to have been called Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, there wasn't that much interaction between Ant-Man and the Wasp, because they were separated. They were separated most of the movie, and they really didn't come together until they got into that probability storm. Like, I thought that was dope with how they had to come together to do that in order to minimize the little core that Kang needed to get out. To get out of the quantum realm.
When she came down. But she's a tough cookie, because her little thing, she stayed focused. She was just like, look straight, do not look at that.
So I just didn't like that they didn't have that much interaction with each other up until that point of the movie, and then little pieces here and there sporadically throughout the rest of the movie. I was like, it took them a long time because they were separated the whole time. Like, a good 70% of the movie, they were not together. So, that was my other little critique. But other than that, I really didn't have any other issue.
Hey, when you just said the point about like them not being together a lot, I just realized it. You know what I'm saying? So if you are gonna call it Ant-Man and Wasp, you gotta have them in the movie. And
Yeah.
especially based on the second one where they were building that up. If that makes sense, like it was gonna be them. So I agree. Okay, that was his gripes. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and give my review, man. You know, as y'all know, man, Ant-Man's going into the Quantumania because of his daughter. His daughter made like a signal to the quantum realm, you know what I'm saying? And all but Janet wasn't rocking with it. So I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. They how Ant-Man, like, I like this version of him. I feel like he finally kind of coming to his own. I like the little book situation where he had like a book or something like that. Like talking, I found out that's a real book. That's a real book you can buy online. I guess somebody made like a little jokey joke book, but seeing him get into his bag and his family hating, they was hating so hard that my man Ant-Man was shining. I was like, damn, why they hating so hard on my boy, even Cassie? Okay, one thing I'm gonna get my gripe out the way. I did not like Cassie. I did not like Cassie. I really wasn't feeling her. I felt like it was off some Spy Kids shit. They were just trying to really push, like, we want you to be the next Ant-Man. We want you to be the next Ant-Man. And I'm like, all right, I get it. Maybe I'll grow onto her later. But I feel like also they could have kept the same actor from Endgame. Like, them switching was kind of weird. But, you know what I'm saying? She was cool. She wasn't too annoying. But I feel like they could have taken more time into, like you said, like Ant-Man and Wasp character building.
Yeah.
Took some of her shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, maybe at that moment when she did go giant woman, which I thought was dope. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, she getting into that bag, you feel me? But I just, she wasn't the best thing. So the quantum realm was dope. Oh, hold on. Tone's right here. We about to add Tone, y'all. Tone,
Yo.
with the Kang, hold on, I'm about to take this away so they can see his name on here. There we go. I really quantum realm. Oh no, Tone, give your spill real quick before I finish.
Basically, hey, Ant-Man was lit, man. Not gonna lie to you, I had a good time watching, so I'm just catching. I just want to catch up real quick, see what y'all was talking about. I hope everybody liked it. I thought it was.
No, I'm lying. I think it's like the second time you didn't say something. We were like, and they ended up being good. So I gotta remember that last time. But see, Tone liked it.
I'm not saying great though. It was
great to me. I say, the quantum realm, I think they did a good job finally showing that. I like the fact that they kind of had like a little mixy Star Wars vibe. I feel like it was like a orange shroom version of Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Like how they had little buildings that like fought back. Like I thought that was so tight for some reason. Like the little buildings that like could move. And then the dude he was like, y'all don't have buildings that move? Y'all buildings don't move? You know what
he said, y'all buildings are dead. He said, y'all buildings are dead. When he asked them, like, your buildings are coming to life, he said, your buildings are dead.
Like that scene, they really did good with the quantum realm. Like they did good making it an alternate reality, like the Earth. They had Bill Murray in there. I thought his little role was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't do too much. Like he was a celebrity person that like Kevin Bacon. He had like a Kevin Bacon moment to me. Like you just there for your stardom and you do good and then you just move on. So boom. Janet, I didn't realize she was hiding so much. Like, I like how they de-aged her. If y'all don't know Janet Van Dyne, the person who plays her was Catwoman back in the day. So she was already like, they kind of like, when they de-aged her, I was like, dang, she looked like in her young bag. Like, I like that de-aging they did to her. Kang, okay, I'm going to keep it a buck. He ain't playing, bro. Like, this dude ain't playing. I'm going to get right into it. He's not playing. Obviously, he's very manipulative. He manipulated Janet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't realize how big she was until Kang being who he is. I think like it was a good intro. I feel like seeing that they showed us a villain already. I feel like they're doing a good job at not making him like going like big bad off bucks. They just kind of still warming us up, which I can see. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. I didn't want a Thanos level intro of Kang in this one. You know what I'm saying? I want them to feel a little just to see how they differently are, you know, how they are. Jonathan Majors might actually have different type of styles he brings to these different Kang. And you might be like, oh, like He Who Remains. I'm like, I like his Kang more than this Kang. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that little different variant thing they try. Like Marvel trying something different that they haven't tried before. So I like that. So basically, Vader, I called him Vader. Kane could have been like Darth Vader. You feel me? Like he gave me real Darth Vader vibes, especially when he was holding both of them up or whatever. I was like, this dude got a Vader, this Vader ass storyline. It's literally like Star Wars ass shit. But I rocked with it though. MODOK. Okay, so I thought MODOK was super fire, like we said, in the mask form. You know what I'm saying? Like I rock with that. And I did not like the little thummy looking corn dog nugget MODOK in the little thing. I did not like that, but I was not upset about his humor for some reason. I'm like, bro, that's how he is on the live action show. Like he's like the joke, the buttery joke. Like that's how he is. So even Kang, when he was like trying to talk to Kang, he's like, I told you not to speak to me. Like he had him like against the thing. Like, I'm like, he's on me like, don't even speak to me, bro. Like I made you for no reason. Like everybody else did a good job. What's his name? The original Ant-Man, Michael Douglas, he did good. I like we was in the little ship. He finally showing everybody, like, spoiler alert, how the ants like had I knew that was gonna be something when the ants kind of trailed off when they went into the quantum realm. I said something's gonna happen with those ants, and they turned into like some super quantum ants. And I was just like, oh,
I thought that was, dope tonight when he said that they went somewhere else in the quantum realm and they lived 1,000 years in one day. I said that's crazy. That's could you imagine living 1,000 years in one day? Like how advanced you would be, man, and your appearance did not change. Like that's crazy. Like imagine you wake up and you lived 1,000 years in a day. Like it's 2023 now, and you woke and it's like you woke up. It's still 2023. Physically, but mentally, you're in 3023. Like that's crazy. That is wild to me. Like that's something that sat with me after I watched it the first time.
It was dope. It was definitely dope. I definitely could have like wished that Kane didn't go out getting attacked by angry ants. I wish it could have been more fighting, but I
thought that was interesting that they did that because he underestimated them when he was telling them like you talk to ants. And then all of a sudden, this swarm of army of ants come to him because he underestimated his opponent.
He did.
He was like, it was more than just Ant-Man talking to ants or him flying on the backs of ants or using ants to his advantage. Like these were some advanced level ants. Now these were just the regular ones that he was dealing with in the first Ant-Man and the second Ant-Man. He would have been able to like completely wash them. But these were advanced, so he wasn't able to take all of them at one time.
They were the ones that were actually building their own technology outside of the quantum realm. So like they already was like on some advanced shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely rocked with that. I did rock with that. I mean, like honestly, I mean, a lot of people, I saw a complaint about the action, but if you really watch Ant-Man Wasp, it really hasn't been a lot of action in these movies anyway. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like an abundance of action, or their action wasn't the Avenger level threat. Like the most action that happened to Ant-Man and Wasp, he grew in the harbor. You know what I'm saying? Like they were in that little chase scene in San Francisco. Like it's not, it doesn't have that much. You know what I'm saying? So I like the fact that they still kept it like kind of grounded, even though Kane whooped his ass. Like I give you the buck. Like
that's what I was telling you last night. I said this was like the most non-Ant-Man movie because it wasn't like the Ant-Man that we saw in the first two movies. And this one they add, it was actual stakes there because it's like you're dealing with a person that can shatter whole timelines and destroy worlds and planets and all kinds of stuff. So it's like you are up against a serious threat.
I didn't know how he was gonna handle it. I really did, but he handled like a man, got his ass whooped. Got whooped. Shout out to Hope, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to her. She has this thing where she knows how to it's like when you act with your what her name said it? I forgot her saying said it. They act with their eyes. Like she's a good eye actor. Like she like brings intenseness with her face. Like, you know what I'm saying? But because I feel like even though she wasn't in it a lot, like the scene that she was in, she was crucially needed. And I really liked her. I liked her Wasp outfit better than Ant-Man's outfit. I liked her little wings were like
they were glowing. They were glowing.
They were different.
Yeah.
I definitely rocked with that. Overall though, like I said, and we'll talk for the post credits after everybody gets their review out. But the end was good. I really did, spoiler alert, I really did like that fear of Ant-Man, like what's the word? The fear of Ant-Man, it's got the everyday fear where you thinking like, did I do something today? You know what I'm saying? Did I close the door today? Like, did I lock the door? Like, that's how he was.
Did I leave my wallet at home before getting in the car to make this hour-long drive? So it's like, it was one of the things, like, it was one of the moments where he had to sit there, and that's what I was telling you last night, how so much was going on that he forgot what Kang was telling him before then. And he was like, wait a minute, did he tell me that if I kill him, that it would the rest of the people in the world most likely would get killed as well? Like, did I do a bad thing? Did I do a good thing? He's literally questioning it, and to snap out of it, he says, "You know what? Maybe I'm just overthinking." And I'm like, I don't know.
Nah, bro, you're not.
I said, I don't know. I said we might be coming back to visit this somewhere down the line, but I said we'll stick with this for right now. But I don't. I said I don't think you overthinking it. I think when he says something is coming.
Man,
I think it's safe to say something definitely is coming.
Yo, no, shout out to Plasma Media. Yeah, the critics kind of killed the joint. I don't know why it's a big like hate train on Ant-Man.
Yeah, like a lot of people was going to like looking at like Rotten Tomatoes, and they said like the Rotten Tomatoes score
right
was, like,
now is at 47. It's at 47 right now.
But they said what is the audience score say? Because
the audience score is high. The audience score
that's the one. That's the one people need to focus on, because the Rotten Tomatoes score, that's the critic score. But the audience score, if that's high, that's the one you should really lean on, because that's the people like us.
Yeah, and
that's the people like us.
That's what I paid attention to.
Yeah, pay attention to that score, not the critic score.
So the fans rocking with this joint. Even look, this is the Ant-Man. Yes, that is a perfect way to put exactly, and that's exactly what I was telling Torrin when we left the movie theater. I'm like, this is like a perfect intro to Phase 5. Like, I don't care what nobody say. It's not about going into the think about what we started the MCU with for Phase 4 to this intro. It was Black Widow. It made no sense of where the MCU was going. We have something really showing y'all, hey, this is literally a sprinkle of salt of what we do. Just rock with us, go with us with this ride, and enjoy stuff like this. But if you got the critics that, like he said, the critics going in their first reaction, they're like, look, we're gonna go into this year chasing clout. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead. Because, like I'm saying, because it's a whole community of people who really do hate movies. Like, I'm a shout nerd out. He hates everything, and that's his jam. So they're like, oh, I can come up from that, which you can come up from that. But be real about how the quality of the movie is. Don't have us, bro. I literally watched somebody stand there just like, it just went Marvel, the Marvel spirit is just gone. I'm like, bro, this brought the Marvel spirit back to me, guys. I was like leaned up on the seat, like watching, like, oh, okay. Like,
and I'm not even gonna lie, when I was hyping it up, like when I was hyping up, especially the mid and post credit scene, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I said, I hope they love it, because I would hate that you clip that video of me. I'm out here sounding like a fool and an idiot, you know, like hyping this thing up, and you wasn't feeling it. But we gonna get there though. Let's see what Tone got to say about it. I know he like, because you know, Tone, you saw it today, right?
He saw it today. Marvel always had a big haters because they set their and a lot of the standards are high, and that's why I think when I saw everybody hating on it, I'm gonna let Tone go. When I saw everybody hating on it, that's when I turned down my expectations a little bit and say, you know what, I'm gonna go into this as an Ant-Man fan and say, block out the MCU storylines, whatever is trying to go. I want to go see one of my favorite characters have a good movie, and that's what I focused on. And I was like, okay, and even like we said, we'll get to the end credits, post credit scenes. Those were actually Marvel back in the day worthy, where it's like, oh, we going this way, okay, bet. So, but yeah, we'll give our scores once Tone goes. But Tone, hold it down. He just saw it today. Get your spill.
Yeah. What's good, everybody? So, so I saw him in the day, right? So let me just say, I'm not trying to sound like a hater, but I thought it was just okay, like semi okay. I thought it was very colorful and creative. Like, I think the little subatomic people, I think they had like Infinity Gem heads and stuff. I thought that was a little nod to the Infinity Stones. I don't know if it was just me or not, but when they went to I'm glad that they got to the quantum realm quickly, because we didn't need to spend a lot of time, on Earth. So I was glad that they got there very quickly. But after that, it was just I kind of felt like it was too much of the same thing. You know, the daughter, the father story is like it's like a written repeat cycle. We just had this type of storyline with what's his name, Clint. We just had this with his whole family. So I thought this was to me. This is I went to go see Kang. That's why I went to go see it because I was just interested, and I agree with Pat. Like it did bring back the spirit of Marvel. I don't know what they talk about, but I was actually super hyped once they started like getting the ball rolling. I got Kang intro was cool, but we didn't see him until like another 30 minutes into the film, and we already spent a lot of time with Ant-Man's family, so we already know what that's about. So I kind of feel like it was kind of slowing it up, and it was exposition that they didn't need. And with what's her name? Not Hope, but Janet kept saying that she ain't want to tell nobody what was up with the quantum realm. That was kind of backwards. Like they need to know what the fuck is up. Why we're down here? She kept holding the information and shit. I thought that kind of didn't make sense because they already down there. They already down there. So I'm not sure what that was about. Just like time for that time that they spent rehashing that little sequence or whatever. They could have put that towards more of Kang's backstory or just seeing more of him. Because I thought for me, Kang was the movie in my opinion. Because it was like run of the mill Ant-Man type of stuff, and I ain't really care about too much about MODOK. I feel like the animated version on Hulu was done a lot better. I feel like his gold finish was a little like too goldy, I guess. Did y'all see it in a 3D or standard?
Standard,
That's what
regular, in
standard.
IMAX.
Too.
Yeah, in IMAX.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was like I thought it was really colorful, man. But I just feel like the story was a little bit kind of weak. Like because we've been hyped up to see Kang, so like that's over condition to going to go see. So I thought that was the quicker they got back to that, the better the overall movie was. And I thought that the last fight scene. I thought that Mr. Majors, I really like his impact on the punches that they had when they was fighting. Uh, when Ant-Man was trying to stop him from going back.
Whatever he was doing.
Whatever he was doing, Kang was fucking him up, Slim. Like I was with that. You could see all that workout, whatever he was doing, you could see it. Like he was like an imposing force. Like you could feel it on screen. And I'm glad that they gave him his his psionic powers and basically his chair. You know, everything about him, the design, the character, the philosophy, all that was definitely Avengers Double Threat, like off buck. So I got what I wanted out of it. So, but I just feel like I just feel like it was run of the mill up until Kang appears, and then it's good when he's there on screen, like Pap said, doing the Darth Vader thing or whatever. Hey, he just don't fuck with Kang. Don't fuck with Kang. And I thought that he had a great showing, and I'm happy to see the next anything involving this dude right now. He's like almost like Stark level. Like he's already made his impact on MCU. You can see it because that's all the buzz is about. So I think the overall plot of Ant-Man's gotten lost because of the debut of Kang. But it was alright though. It was alright. Definitely enjoyed it. But are y'all ready to give scores? Y'all ready to give?
Oh no, I have something I wanted to add.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, so go ahead.
I noticed Tori, I was gonna say in our theater, whatever. It was a bunch of black people in there, which is a good thing, you know what I'm saying? But I can tell Jonathan Majors is bringing that crowd, you know what I'm saying? Like he's bringing that our people, you know what I'm saying? Because people, you know what I'm saying? Like his face is everywhere as a black man, you know what I'm saying? Like we gonna support our own. So shout out to him, number one, chasing that bag all around, you know what I'm saying? Like he's been on a run like the past couple months, year, you know what I'm saying, with movies. So I'm glad that like our theater was like actually kind of like. I think I think what was the last thing we seen was I think that would have more people in it than Black Panther. To be honest with you, we went to go see Black Panther.
Yeah. Black Panther was kind of full though.
Yeah, nah, our joint was kind of full too. Yesterday, I was surprised for that's why I was surprised. Like, is it Ant-Man? But then I kept
mine wasn't full for the record. It was probably like 6 people now, but I go
still.
I go early because I don't want to. I want to watch it with.
Oh yeah, it was
So,
definitely people in there. It definitely was
but
people.
yeah.
It definitely was people in there. So they I definitely feel that Jonathan Majors is going to bring people to the Marvel universe. Not only with his performance, but just who he is as a character, as these different roles he's about to be playing, like especially after Creed. You know what I'm saying?
And I would say I don't know. I'm not familiar with Jonathan Majors at all. This is my first, shit time seeing him on screen or whatever. So
he hasn't been acting that long. The first thing the first thing I've ever seen him do was a show called Lovecraft Country, which was a really good show on HBO. It only lasted, unfortunately.
I did hear about him in that.
I'm mad they canceled that, bro. That was a good show though.
Yeah, that was a good show because I liked it because it mixed Black history and sci-fi, which that was an interesting combination for them to do. I was so looking forward to a second season. And I said it was messed up that he didn't, they didn't bring it back. And he did some independent films as well. Like this guy, like I'm telling you, he's about to be extremely busy for the next couple of years.
Yeah, we can tell
in and outside of the MCU.
Let me excuse me, y'all. Sorry.
He definitely
two other points, right? So Ant-Man, when he went to go get the battery, we'll call it the battery,
yeah.
So the Ant-Man, I say Ant-Man, the Ant Hill part was kind of cool. I don't know if you might peep that, but this will be like an Ant Hill.
They were bringing like an ant.
So I like that too.
I thought that was cool. And another thing I felt I found, so 2 more problems I had. So Kane, who was by a trait from the future, right? Kane don't know how to make pin particles. If all he needed was pin particles, he created whole civilizations, but he can't make pin particles. So it was over there. I didn't like that logic. That logic didn't make any sense. And you be telling me that this man, Scott Lang, stopped his takeoff with a fucking rooftop. Stop the motion of the joke. It didn't make any sense.
Man, put some respect on my
man. It didn't make any sense. So I was like, all right, man. And then I'm like, it's okay, but that's just something that stood out to me. It was weird. I was like, okay, whatever. They said Ant-Man got bigger. I couldn't tell. I literally couldn't tell. I don't know if it's just me. I don't care tell if he was like Giant Man now or whatever.
Yeah, man.
So
man's over here.
They bought down his shield. They bought down his shield with him not being lost like a cannonball. I was like, come on. So, but it's okay though. It was the right moment. So,
it's supposed to be like that though.
I wish they leave their helmets on sometimes. Why are they taking off their helmets? Let the hero be
want their face seen. People want their face seen.
But definitely fisticuffs came rocking away. I did like how they gave us a taste of the genocidal part of him. Like he was just literally just flying off to killing people once they pissed him off enough about killing people. That was pretty neat because that's pretty neat. And when they was dancing with their hands, a little bit of he was beating the shit out Ant-Man. Like,
no, he definitely was.
Get out of him, Slim. If y'all peep, that's how Yellow Jacket. That's how he actually got defeated the last time. And he was sitting back. So I don't even think that King is even dead. I don't think he's dead.
Oh,
that's what I said. That's what I said. I don't think
he did. I doubt it. He definitely probably.
But yeah,
probably sending him to that little spot he went in is probably making things 10 times worse. If not, because where did he go? He could have escaped.
I just have issue with the logic of the movie. That's all. Just the logic.
What was wrong with the logic?
Like I just said, why can't Kane figure out the pin particles that he needed to reach down and get his battery if he's from the future? That's all. It didn't make it. It was like a lot. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why? But he's literally
saying why didn't he know?
Yeah, it's like
that's too deep.
It's like a loophole. You know what I'm saying? It's like
that's too deep, bro. Thinking why he ain't catch that? Like
I just think Kane should be able to conjure up some pin particles. He built a civilization. He built a civilization, but you can't figure out pin particles.
He wasn't one of the ones that did that.
Possibility.
Maybe he was. Maybe he just wanted just crashing out.
but he is. He could be though. That's why it's in this version of him. But I was just saying that.
But you get your score. Get your score. What you think? What's your score?
So I gave it a 7.5.
Okay.
I thought it was a nice little. It did bring the Marvel energy back to me because So yeah, I did definitely enjoy it. And I cannot wait to see him in his next appearance because right now he's like he got the floaty.
Got the pulse. Got the pulse.
Got to get on his back.
Got the pulse. Yeah, I agree. Warren, what you get? Which score you give it?
I told you, like I said, I had originally gave it an 8.5. I mean, a 7.5. But when I saw it again yesterday, I upped it to 8.5.
Okay. Okay. You know me, I gave it a 10. I had no complaints except Cassie. Like I think I kind of decompressed a little bit. Like I decompressed my mind a little bit. I kind of just like I think I went into phase 4. I think I went into phase 4 a little bit. What's the word? Like too excited. Then by the time we got to the second round of shows, I started scoring and like getting mad at Marvel. Like it started to be like, whatever y'all do, I don't give a fuck. Like you're annoying me. Like now it's like that. So for this phase, I told myself before we went to the movies, I said this phase, I'm decompressing. I'm forgetting everything from back there. I'm not thinking about the shows. I didn't think about the connective tissue, anything like that. What this going to lead to. I probably didn't think of that to the end. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think I was like, it was just such a good movie to me because I was just like, I was not even thinking it was a Marvel movie at this point. I'm like, I don't even want them to talk about phase 4. And something that Torian said about phase 4, he was like, it'd be tight. Or last night when we was talking, he's like, it'd be tight if they go back in this phase and all the little stuff that was wrong with phase 4. They linked it. They smoothed it out so we can be like, oh, okay, phase 4 wasn't that.
So it could be like a streamline.
Yeah. Like you can go back and be like, phase 4 wasn't actually that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like if they just fix those smooth little areas. But I gave it a 10. I definitely give it a lighters up. I think Marvel is back. I think Kevin. After the meetings, and we'll talk about this with the post-credit scene. After the meetings Kevin had with Bob Iger and all them and all that. I think Bob Iger back. I think he know they lost. They took an L with phase 4, and I think now they like, all right, look, Quantumania was good enough to start off. Everything else, we got to keep rolling. So, boom.
I definitely thought Ant-Man was going to die, but I guess MODOK, spoiler alert. MODOK is dead, I guess.
Sure, this is
you're honoring the Avenger, and they just looking at him like, okay, buddy, you just go ahead.
The script first was he's supposed to stay, and he actually supposed to stay. And then they said it was different. He was going to stay in the quantum realm, and like he got stuck with Kang or whatever. But they didn't want to end it like
that. What I thought was going to happen. That's what I'm saying. Take the risk. That's what I thought that was going to happen. This year. And then they had to. You know what? I have to say it. Somebody has to say it. Somebody has to say it. They had the woman come save the man again.
Yeah, for sure.
I gotta say it. I mean, not like that. Come on, man. Be a hero, man. I agree with Cassie. Be a fucking hero.
I didn't like that either. Like all that shit be a hero, bruh. It's Wasp and the Ant-Man. It's been like that. It switched. Ant-Man Wasp started. It was the Wasp and the Ant-Man, bruh. Like that's just what it is. So when she came through the hole, I was shocked but not surprised. I'm just like, when they was both. I hope they both got stuck in the.
That would have been. I thought that's what was going. I thought that was going to happen.
Okay with that too.
I would have been relaxed with that too because then going forward, that could have been something that came back later. That Ant-Man was in the quantum realm. So them. You feel me? Like they could have judged that a little better. But like you said, they have to take risks. But I see why they're not taking risks. I think phase 5, they are literally tiptoeing right now. Because they took risks with Shang-Chi. They took risks. They took risks with She-Hulk. I know every time Bob Iger sees She-Hulk, he just punches the TV. Like, who? Look, they said when people probably talk to Bob Iger and be like, so as a company, how did you take like She-Hulk and stuff? He was like, who is these niggas? Who is these niggas? I was not here. But okay, cool scores for Ant-Man. Everybody was rocking with it, man. But we are gonna go ahead, y'all. Y'all know we are here. We gotta talk about this spoiler right here. So we got to talk about the end credit, mid credit scene.
Before we get to that, before we get to that, when I was like talking about it and like hyping it up, did y'all get an idea based on what I said without me giving away too much what y'all was about to see, or you had no, like you didn't have any kind of a guess of what you were about to see?
I kind of figured it was Kang a little bit because critics were saying Kang was like that. So I was like, if Kang was the definitive like role, I know Torian's gonna like that person. Like he like, you know, especially strong villain. So when you were saying this person made their mark, I'm like, I know it's not Paul Rudd. I know it's not none of these actors I've been watching. They did nothing. They didn't have nothing going on in these first two movies. I know it has not changed. So I knew it was Kang, but not that much though. Because I'm gonna be real with you. Once again, disclaimer: I appreciate again not watching but one full trailer fully. It made the experience of the movie 20 times.
I'm gonna go back and watch the rest of the trailers. Actually, now I can go back and watch them. No funny.
Oh no, they gave out a lot in the trailers. Like I was like, oh, I'm going to see it again with Lex when she comes back too. So I'm gonna end up rewatching it.
No lie, I would go see Ant-Man again. I would go see this Ant-Man. I will go see it again.
Nah,
just the presence of Kang of John the Major character make me want to go see. I was telling my little brother I would go see it again.
I'm gonna go see it in Dolby this next time because we were in the movie was starting.
It had good sound, right? I thought it had good sound.
No, they did.
The music.
But Dolby, I like Dolby from the Knock at the Door. I went to go see that, and I feel like that made that movie more suspenseful than it was Dolby. So I'm definitely gonna go ahead and add that. Okay, hold on.
Oh, what's up? Hey,
what it do?
What's good?
Hey,
I was about to text you and tell you we on now.
We live. What's up? What's going on, Brody?
Much. What's good with y'all?
Ain't nothing, man. Talking to Ant-Man. Have you seen Ant-Man?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Get your spill.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your review.
Well, give your take. You missed.
Oh man, like it's I say this, it's the best out of the last few I've seen so far.
Okay.
Scott Lang. I don't know why I'm brain farting on his actual name.
Paul Rudd.
The whole cast was pretty much on point for most of the movie. I got one gripe.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why the critic score was so low.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like the whole movie hinged on what's her name? The chick that was stuck in the quantum realm.
Janet, yes.
The whole movie hinged on her not being as smart as she should be. Like I feel like if she knew what she left behind in the quantum realm, she should have told somebody what the smartest she was. But the whole movie hinged on her not being that smart, which kind of but I feel like that was the only gripe that I had. Like her being so like, I can't tell y'all, but this is some serious stuff.
We getting shot at and you won't tell me what's going on.
Like, as soon as the first bullet fly, I'm like, all right, look, this is a lowdown. But like, yeah, it's like she was just playing cat and mouse throughout most of the movie. And I don't know, I felt like that was a little unnecessary. But that was my only gripe though. Everything else was on point.
What's your score, Tay?
I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10, but because the surprise, I ain't really gonna say surprise cameo, but the Bill Murray cameo, gonna throw it up to an 8 out of 10 for me.
Bill Murray. Yeah. Look, so like we said, shout out to Tay, man, pulling up, man. We all agree that Ant-Man was cool. It was rocking with it, but we gotta talk about what we about to talk about now is that end credit scene, the mid credit scene. I want everybody to go around.
Let me tap that first.
Get into it.
Let me tap that first.
I know Tone. I found out the mid credit scene is comic accurate. So I want Tone and y'all comic accurate to go in on what y'all thought of the mid credit and the end credit scene. Let's go, Tone.
Man, let me just say, man, Toya was on point. Yeah, that scene right there could have been the movie, and I would have been excited, bro. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. The seeing Rama Kang, right, for one, right, and then seeing what's the other one, the futuristic one, Immortus on screen, bro. Totally blew me, bro. That I would do. I don't know who that dude is, But Immortus, yeah, that nigga's not to be trifled with. And just to see all the caves popping up, it's like an arena, bro. It was like literally like the council. Okay, it was literally like the council of the gods. Like everybody is just popping up everywhere. You see them hyping, like they all going crazy. Like they know some shit about to go down. It reminded me of like the city of the Ricks a little bit. Like people were just going bananas.
The main ones
like,
in charge and everybody else still.
Yeah, and it's going crazy. And look, they are still coming in. The shit was already filled full. They just panning. You see all these canes and shit. And it just, bro, it was like, it just looked so sweet, bro. The way they did that, the way they shot that was just cool as shit.
That was
cool as shit. I think that I think that third dude is Scarlet Centurion. I think he's one of
that's what they say he was. Yeah.
Okay.
Or whatever that's what Isaiah said. So, but
man,
it was definitely big Kang energy. That scene right there, was like,
How you think this scene gonna affect the MCU as a whole now? Like, so
I think they're gonna send them. Each Kang gonna be sent to a place in time. Hey, you go conquer this. You go conquer. I think they're gonna actually bring them together and start just taking over the multiverse as like one grouping.
I agree. Yeah. They're gonna actually have.
Wait, are we doing both post credits or are we doing the first one? This is the first.
You can talk about the last one too.
So the last one is definitely hype me. Torian again on point with that one. Definitely sweet cutscene seeing Loki because I was not the last person I would have guessed to see the cutscene this early.
I didn't expect that, bro.
That was basically a promo for the second season of Loki.
Exactly.
That was
like
all it was.
And I was like, and I church my brother said, you know what, I'm gonna watch Loki season 2. He didn't respond to me because I don't know what's wrong with him, but it's okay. I said, yeah, Loki season 2 must watch because Victor Lively. I mean, what's his name? Victor Timely. Yeah, so I don't know much about that character, but I do know about the name. So, definitely hyped for that. That definitely boosted me. I was like, yo, Major's about to get. First of all, you about to get a bag. You about to get a bag because you about to get every fucking movie show that's next. That's what I think. So,
well,
that's my feel on
how
that.
they sprinkled Thanos throughout the.
No, he got way more time. He got more time than Thanos did in the first 2 phases combined, bro. In this one movie. Yeah, that's what we need. I feel like we need more of him. He got shit probably 10 times as much time as Thanos did. Thanos didn't really get to do anything until phase 3. So that already shows you his importance. He already got other variations, literally other variations of characters of this man just popping up ready to go. So that's my say. You hold on to the Ant-Man helmet proud, man. Oh, I will say this before I pass it off. The trailers, right? For Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm telling you, I was going to ask about that. I am going to crowd. I just tried to get the motion
Torian said something about this. Tone wanted to see this. I was like,
I knew when Tone was going into. I know because you were trying to, to avoid the trailers and everything like that.
I
said they definitely going to show that Guardians.
I knew they was. It's crazy because I got my
in that movie.
Got it right
since that is their next movie. So but before I actually talk about the mid and post credit. I liked how intimidating they made Kang because he had this whole quantum realm so shook that they never really said his name. They always referred to him as him. Going to him. We're going to him.
I like that too. I agree.
So it lets you know how much of a threat he was to these people. Like they were scared and they were so mad at Janet for leaving them down there. It's like, how could you leave us down here? With him and all types of stuff like that. That's why Bill Murray turned on her because you just left us down here to be under the thumb and the rulership of this entity.
And let me ask y'all, how did what's his name? Darren
MODOK.
Oh, the dude that was MODOK. Did he take y'all out of the experience or make it better?
I just said that I didn't like how he looked without his helmet on. I said with the helmet on, he looked good, but when the helmet came off, it was like I was like, put your helmet back on. That's how I felt, with him.
He's supposed to be ugly though, that's his thing.
Yeah, I know that, but my goodness,
bro, it was like uncomfortable. He was like uncomfortable.
Yeah, it almost looked like that. It almost looked like that early 2000s CGI. Like how the CGI used to look like back like 20 years ago.
I see in the comment on that. I saw on Twitter that a lot of people was like they just they just stuck a dude's face on their Kevin movie. Like they were really mad at the whole. They was like, "This Kevin's helmet on."
That's what I said. That was my thing. Just kept his helmet on. His helmet on. With his helmet on, he sounded.
A dude's face.
I said with his helmet on, he looked much more menacing and sounded it too, like with that little voice thing that he had.
Paul
like
Rudd movie without some type of like weird laugh. So,
and then to add on to the fact that he had them little T-Rex arms and them little tiny legs, them baby legs. So it's like
I ain't gonna lie, the movie was funny though. If anything, it's gonna.
Can we ask y'all this? Do y'all think the humor wasn't that dumb Marvel humor we got lately? Like it was like that actual like humor
that you could actually laugh.
Yeah.
It wasn't that.
It wasn't forced.
Like all the parts that you would laugh at, it actually was a laugh. Like for instance, when at the beginning when they were sitting down at the table and they was getting ready to eat the pizza and he's sitting there bragging about everything about him, going to save the world and everything like that. And Jane said, "You know what? You should write a book about it." And the whole thing about it is he already wrote a book about it. So that was a good point right there.
My man like that. I was like, stop. Every time he turned around, bruh, time out though. Honestly though, if they would have my family, well, they're not even my family. Number one, this is my daughter. Number one. So stop. If y'all keep letting my daughter go to jail, that's number one. Then two, y'all going to the quantum realm. Y'all done built my daughter a suit. Somebody want to get their ass whipped. You know what I'm saying? My daughter should not be doing all this. But
yeah,
I agree though. But
that's a grandchild though.
It's not.
It's basically a grandchild.
Did somebody else go yet?
On the mid-credit scene. Like I told you last night, that was pulled straight out of the comic because that part when they're in that Coliseum and it's a whole bunch of Kangs, that literally is out of one of those Kang comic books of them in the Coliseum. But the only difference is in the comics, they're all wearing that green and purple costume, that famous one he's known for. But in this one, he's wearing different things or he has different looks. Yeah. So that's what I like. And I was telling people, I said, if this direction they're going to go with, that means they cut down on budget costs to only have to pay one man instead of having to pay several actors to play different versions of Kang, which is smart. And that means Jonathan Majors is really going to have to dip into his acting bag because every Kang is different. They're not the same. So whatever, you saw what
subtle differences between Kang in this movie and He Who Remains.
And He Who Remains. He was right. He literally was right. He said, "I'm the nice one." And I like the reference that they made in the movie too. Like I don't know if y'all caught it, but when he was talking to when the woman, the warrior, I forget her name, the warrior, when she was saying how they destroyed their home and literally buried and made the and put a citadel where the bones are at. So I'm like, wait a minute, that's the citadel from Loki. If you look, remember that's what he would call it, the citadel, and what was around it was a bunch of bones. So she talked about that. So that was a reference back to the season finale of the first season of Loki.
It's like
when she mentioned the citadel,
different Kang, but same things.
And like he said, he was the nice one, and he was the nice one because you saw what we got, with Kang the Conqueror. We're here, but now when you look at the mid-credit scene, I'm like, the Kang the Conqueror we got in this movie he might have been tame. He's tame compared to what we about to deal with. And I said what they're setting up. I said that mid-credit scene is setting up long term. That's going more into Kang Dynasty territory right there. What we saw in the post-credit, that's Loki. Like that's near. Like, Loki season 2, that's in a couple of months. So it won't be long before we see Kang pop up again.
You see how looking at him?
Huh?
When Loki was looking at him and shit.
Loki was terrified. Shook. He was scared. He looked like he was about to have a tear come out his eye.
And Loki's supposed to be a god.
He said, "That's him."
And Loki is like scared because remember because the thing is Loki only saw the He Who Remains, and the thing is Loki was the only one between him and Sylvie who was really listening to what he was saying. Sylvie was just trying to kill him, so he was listening to what he was saying. And then when he got back into that different timeline, he saw that statue right there, and he was like,
"Oh my!" Just want to go watch Loki.
He was like, "Oh my!" He was like, "Oh my god!" He said,
"Question of how long it's been since the season finale of season 1." This movie and
was the time jump.
2 of Loki.
That's another thing I want to put out when I was giving my spiel. The time mechanics in the quantum realm. You know how time works different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was weird. Like, did nobody ate the time not skip again when they got back? I was like, okay, that was the
Yeah,
thing
so
too.
we that
That was
wasn't
the
really how
thing
they
too.
handled like the time. Like, was
Yeah,
it?
like you gotta play by your
Because
rules
then,
that
like,
you
because
set.
I didn't catch that. I didn't catch
You're
that.
not playing by the rules that they said.
I didn't catch
Scott
that.
said it when he was down there. He was like, "We don't know if we've been down here 10 seconds,
Yeah.
10 minutes. Like, we don't know, like how."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. They created these rules. This is the way.
But all right, y'all. I got company. I gotta
Hey,
roll
all
out.
right. So
Hey, we
you go.
appreciate
Appreciate you.
Next time.
All
Tay.
right.
Shout out to Tay, man. No, I definitely the mid credit scene. So yeah, we set back the mid credit scene. Like I said, like it being connected to the comics, let me know that Kevin Feige, okay, he or whoever they're trying to do, they're like, okay, we about to start getting back into our bag. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about none of that. Made me look it up, but it reminded me of like some type of gladiator type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like gladiator.
Like a Coliseum. Yep.
But it's like a gladiator full of me's. You know what I'm saying? I would love that. That would be great.
Right.
That's why I was like, I'm like, they don't even know what they about to get into with this Kane situation. But I'm glad that they letting us know at the beginning, this is what we're gonna fight. This is what we're dealing with. The beginning of phase 4, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep comparing it. The beginning of phase 4, we got the beginning of Infinity War. You feel what I'm saying? Because remember, the end was the beginning of Infinity War, and then the post-credit scene was Endgame, after Endgame. Bruh, they didn't tell us anything. So now we finally got something. So I get the mid-credit scene had me like, I was looking at Tony like, yo, they about to get it. He's like, hold on, wait. So then it switched back and went to the end credit scene. Bruh, Loki's already my favorite Marvel show. You dig what I'm saying? So when I seen Loki, I was like, let's go. I was like, let's go. They showing Loki. This is a good little drop. Then they actually look up and then they got motherfucking Jonathan Majors looking like the nigga that made peanut butter. What's his name?
George Washington Carver.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he does. He like yes, he like Carver. Yes, that's what he looked like to me.
You talking about this Peter logo?
I said, damn, he was the nigga that made peanut butter. I'm like, this shit getting deep. But no, but seriously, I think they said he's somebody. They said that he's somebody because
Victor Timely.
up to his Screen Crush or whatever. He did like the little Easter eggs or whatever. That person is somebody in the comics too. You know what I'm saying?
Victor Timely.
Victor Timely.
Yeah. I don't know. Look, y'all, I don't know.
It said it right. It said it right there on the board. Like when he was
new when it comes to like knowing like what he does in the comics. But no, definitely when I saw that, I was like, dang, I was like, okay, they really like
this nigga different.
They're doing two comic accurate things. You know what I'm saying? Like they haven't done that in a while that I have known that we haven't said, oh yeah, this was comic accurate in a minute since you know what I'm saying. So man. Great end and mid credit, y'all. So I would give them that was fire, bro. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready for Loki season 2. Like Tone said, I want to watch Loki again now. The last episode.
Last comment for me about Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think with Kane showing the Ram Tut version of Kane.
Okay.
I think that's how they're going to connect to the mutants because maybe he, because usually Apocalypse is held as the first mutant, right?
Okay.
So I read somewhere that they might, since Ram Tut is like Apocalypse, maybe they switched them out, and he actually gives birth to the mutants by testing, doing experiments on them and shit, like the Celestials do. But maybe Kane is involved, and that's how they bring in the Fantastic Four and shit. Because he does, and this is interesting too. Do we know if so that when I want to ask a question, when do y'all think Nathan Richards pops up? So if y'all don't know who Nathan Richards is, that's Prime Kane.
Oh yeah,
That's
why Reed Richards is a descendant of him.
Yeah. So what do you think he pops up?
It would make more sense for that to be happening more closer to whenever they do Fantastic Four. That would make the most sense. So we're talking like phase 6.
I see.
That would make
we
the
get a
most sense.
prime Kang. So we get the prime Kang in Phase 6. Would you
That
say?
would make the most sense. I would say around the time they do Fantastic Four, that would make the most sense for them to do it.
I want to know.
hitting that.
This is my question too. I want to know what's going to happen with what's it called? This how the Eternals and the Celestials are going to deal with this Kang situation. Like, how does he know about the Celestials? You know what I'm saying? Like. Like
he probably knows. I mean, the thing is, like he's been all the way to the 31st century.
What they working together?
He pretty much knows all.
If they're working together, it's over. What they work together, it's over. Who Marvel gonna call? Who they gonna call, bro? Who they gonna call?
I don't know. That's the thing. That's why I said I think Kang is like a next level threat. Like this is not
He's
Thanos that we're dealing with here.
He's definitely
so like they gonna have to pull out their whole arsenal, and also they haven't put like an actual definitive release date, but they say spring. But the next MCU thing is supposed to be Secret Invasion. Yeah, and I think that's supposed to be before Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'm curious to see what that's going to be all about. Secret Invasion.
Facts.
That's more dealing with the Skrulls, Nick Fury and the Skrulls.
And one of the Kang variants was a Skrull. If you look, I saw they like one of them was like a Skrull version of him. You know what I'm saying? So I agree, man. I'm looking forward to this phase of Marvel. I feel like we don't have a lot of like misses. Like up next, y'all, and we can wrap it. Up next, y'all know Guardians is up next. So I mean, like
that's your movie, Tone. Tone gonna have the packet of the Kleenex on deck.
You know what's interesting? That is cool this year. That was like this is like our third movies for our people, like our people we rock. With.
Yeah, that is. That's a
coincidence.
So, everything's wrapped up. Thor is wrapped up, basically. Thor is coming back, but Guardians will wrap up. You know, for all my Iron Man's been wrapped. There's this Majors wants Iron Man back. Y'all think he comes back to pair with him?
Shout out to Robert Downey Jr. But
y'all think he comes back?
The next Marvel movie, y'all will see Tone. He will give his farewell. He will be running that show. He will farewell out his gang. It seems like that's what they're doing. So he is going to be setting up that funeral and that review and hold it down.
Black suit with your black suits. Black
shirts. Sure, man. But man, we appreciate everybody that was viewing tonight, man. Everybody in the comments, shout out Plaza Media, man. Shout out Tay pulling up, you dig what I'm saying, for the Ant-Man review. Shout out to Tori, you dig what I'm saying. Right, we watched it today, watched it yesterday, reviewed it. Shout out to him. Tone coming in, giving it a good grade. We were very interested. I was very interested to see your
sorry
grade.
For being late, y'all. They did the first ever live draft, and I wanted to say it, but sorry. So, I forgot.
But yeah, Ant-Man, we gave it a good spin.
I don't want to hate. I'm not hating Ant-Man. I'm just saying, play by your rules, Marvel. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Play by your rules, the rules that you established.
But look, you make sure when Guardians come out,
play by the rules. Play by the rules, but they don't have time rules. They don't have time rules.
It don't matter. Whatever the story, play by the rules. Because I thought the first Guardians, Ant-Man Guardians is like parallel for me because I like both of the first ones are classics.
This one reminded me of like the colorful Guardian shit. Guardian shit.
The second one's I'm gonna keep it a buck. I love Ant-Man and Wasp, but I don't like it better than this one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think this one is the better one out of the three.
Fact. They got real villains in this one. They got a real villain.
The Guardians Volume 2, it was great, but it was
it wasn't that. Yeah, but it was solid.
It was solid.
It was solid as far as sequels go. It was solid.
I'm playing the rules that you saying. I'm making sure I'm gonna have super small magnifying.
I would say Ant-Man as the Ant-Man saga. If this is that Ant-Man, I would give it overall the Ant-Man saga 8 out of 10 because it definitely nobody expected nothing from Ant-Man except for the hardcore people. Nobody expected nothing from Ant-Man, and I thought I thought it was a great way to introduce a C-level character, bring him up to a upper B class or A class, whatever you want to call it. Even though he is most of the time, or most of the time founding member of the Avengers in most iterations. But they took a character like him and souped him up. And shout out to Paul Rudd, the entire Ant-Man crew, cast, all that good stuff. Definitely, Liddy, Ant-Man is definitely a great series. That's how I wrap that.
The new.
I gotta give you a K-pop. I had to get you a K-pop. I'm motivated to get one.
You got
also my sign off. Here you guys go.
And look.
Yeah.
With Tori,
this is even though
that one looked good. That looked good though.
Hey, I got this over the Shuri Joe. Yes, I did. The Sir Cuckoo God Joe. Yeah, this was definitely where you should.
Tori said this. It's up next. We going here next. We want. It's time.
Oh, Nick Fury. Yep. Yeah. And that mean you got to get a scroll Funko Pop.
When we do the Secret Invasion show, I honestly might just buy a patch for one episode.
that'd be sweet. That'd be sweet.
But man, please, man, like we said, man, we appreciate everybody rock and roll with us. But Tori, get your spill before we dip up out of here. You know it's Last of Us time.
I know. Like I'm looking at the time right now. Thank God for HBO Max.
Look. I was like, look at my watch. I was like,
Last of Us.
Yeah, that's
both of y'all. I'm sorry.
That's why I told Pat, let's do this at 8:00.
No, I saw that, but I thought I saw it, but then I was like, oh yeah, shit.
Because Tori, you see, I had no arguments. I said that's a bet. I remember that shit.
Exactly.
I'm about to order my food.
I'm about to go eat now, man.
This was definitely a dope review. You know, we got Phase 5 is officially underway. I can't wait to see what else is going to come, from this. I think they pretty much have a good little layout right now. Shout out to Kevin Feige for saying that they're going to cut back on these shows. I think that was a good announcement to make because I think he probably heard that a lot of complaints that it's too many shows. It's not like we're saying take out the shows completely because there is some connectivity there, but every show is not needed. Like some don't need to be a show. And hell, if you want, just make it to that little 1 hour special like you did with Werewolf by Night or the Guardians Holiday Special because those actually were good. We got everything we needed in those little 1 hours. But and well, of course, y'all, we had posted about it in the group chat. They ended up delaying the Marvels from July to November. And it's crazy because they ended up putting it back on the date that they were going to originally have it on 2 years ago before the pandemic hit, because that was their original date was in November of 2021, and then they moved it to July. Then they moved it now back to November. So it's like you literally moved it back to the same date that you had. But it is the poster is nice though, and you see they got Monica at the top. I say y'all know the reference, right? The first Captain Marvel. I said y'all better get it right. It wasn't Carl Manver's tone.
And I was so happy. Because we just talked about posters.
I'm aware of that. The poster joke, and that joke just dropped.
The next day they dropped the poster. I was like, and then I remember y'all was saying about graphic design about like how they had to hire ones like the ones that are more at the top. Right there. I was like, yes.
If you get top billing, it's like when you go to Broadway, whoever name is first, you get that top billing.
You get top billing, and it's like a bit, and it's like big and bold. So I thought that was dope that they.
Fun fact for those who didn't know.
That I thought it was, and I don't know if you picked it up, but I like how they used all their logos behind them. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty dope. So that's gonna be interesting to see what that movie's. Even though I have to be honest, she's gonna have the same effect that Kang did with this one, where a lot of the black people are gonna come to see her. Yeah. So to see, especially because we haven't, especially since out of all the three of them, she's the only one we really haven't seen her full power yet. Yeah. So, and she is out of the three of them, in my opinion, the most powerful. So I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with her. But this is definitely a good stream. Shout out to Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Shout out to Jonathan Majors getting
rate the saga. They rate the saga. Rate the saga.
He said, rate the saga as a whole. Yeah. I would give this a letter grade. I would give this a B. I would give it the whole saga a B for sure. Definitely. Okay. And that it's crazy. We'll be back talking. I know Pat and Lex don't like Michael B. Jordan, so I don't know if they will be seeing Creed 3, but if they do, it most likely will be for Jonathan Majors. But yeah,
I ain't seen none of those.
No. it slipped my mind. Next movie for me to see is Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
That comes out on Friday. I said that movie, it's probably gonna be so silly. I'm gonna probably laugh so hard in that movie. I already know.
I would be dead. Listen, it's funny that I'm seeing shout out to Cocaine Bear, and shout out to Torian. What I was about to say, bro, we were just talking about it. Oh my goodness, movies coming out with the Marvels and stuff like that. I really just hope that they just get Rogue to be in this and suck away Captain Marvel's power so she can take it out of the MCU.
That's what everybody keeps saying, because every time the X-Men comes up, Rogue comes up, and they said, can we please get the X-Men in here so we can bring a proper Rogue in here so we can get to the storyline where she steals Captain Marvel's power so we don't have to see her anymore. That's the part, but that would be dope to see that translated to live action, because in the cartoon they only touched on it in the episode where they did Rogue's backstory, and it was very short. And it showed the part where she was flying and she grabbed onto her and held onto her for a long period of time, and then Captain Marvel just fell out the sky and Rogue was flying, and she just had this strength out of nowhere. Well, it came from somewhere. So that'll be,
Is that in the anime 97? An episode.
Huh?
That was the X-Men jump.
That one back jump? The animated series back in the 90s. That's when they did Rogue's backstory. It comes
out this year too, right? I think so.
I thought it was already out.
No. It's no shows on right now. Secret Invasion is their next show.
The only one that's on X-Men that's on there now is the one from to 96. It's not the 97 one.
And I think X-Men Evolution may be on there too.
Yeah,
I think that Evolution is on there too.
I might be watching.
I ain't like that one by that way. I ain't like that one.
That was one of the first things I started watching when I got Disney Plus. Was that
X-Men
series?
I don't like the way it was drawn personally, but
I like the way X-Men was like that, bro.
No, I'm talking about that Pacific one. The X-Men.
X-Men Evolution.
Yeah, that Pacific one. I didn't like the way it was drawn. It was something weird about it.
Because they had got away from that 90s style of drawing, because that was more like an early 2000s type of show. So they were moving the animation. I went fucking slightly back that time. Listen, the X-Men theme song is iconic. I'm telling you, they bring the X-Men in here. They need to do the same opening that they did when they did Spider-Man Homecoming, when they had an orchestra version of the Spider-Man theme. They need to do an orchestra version of the X-Men theme. I will lose my shit in that theater. Listen, I might do a lap. I might run around. On camera. But yeah, that's all I got.
Man, shout out to Tori, man. Like we said, man, if y'all haven't already, man, subscribe to Marvel's Bluntz ASAP. Rocky, we got
Ant-Man. Light us up, please.
Everybody rocking with it, you know what I'm saying? Rocking with Ant-Man. That's great. Upcoming things, y'all know, Tone is definitely got the Hogwarts, everything coming.
Hogwarts review, Wild Hearts review.
So he's coming with that soon. Blunt Talk on March the 3rd.
And
soon.
Open Lobby Thursday with Pat, man.
Shout out to the game.
Definitely. Hey, Tom, how's your Harry Potter knowledge?
No funny. I stopped playing Hogwarts, y'all. I stopped playing Thursday with Wild Hearts. I could jump back on as soon as we finish this though.
Have you seen the Harry Potter movies though?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I've seen Harry Potter movies. That's why I was asking you what's your Harry Potter. So I'm gonna ask you this right quick to see if you know. What's the name of the killing curse?
Shit. What is it called? Fuck.
Yeah, I forgot you watch it too. And Voldemort loves doing this.
Yeah, Voldemort does it. But you know what's crazy? Hold on. It's like the curse, I can't remember the name, but I can tell you what level you unlock it.
My boy ain't that far. What your boy ain't doing killing curses?
Nah, I stopped playing. I got level 24, but the curse is unlocked, I think, at 26 or 27.
Okay.
So I literally stopped playing to play Wild Hearts. That's why why I don't have the curse unlocked. But I don't remember. I do not remember the name of the curse. The only name I can remember is Spectrum Patronum.
Spectrum.
That keeps popping in my head
when he makes the light.
Yeah, that's the only thing that keeps popping in my head though.
But the name of the killing curse is called Avada Kedavra.
That's on there. It's on there.
That
joke.
That's the killing curse. That's the killing curse.
Yeah,
ain't no coming back from that.
No, there's like two killing curses on there, but the way magic is played on there is just different.
They want me to go to. What is it called?
Oh, nigga, they got the hardwood night shit.
What is it called? What is it called? Tori? Say one more
About a
time.
Kadabra.
A cover?
You
You trying to sound like Baltimore.
That is crazy.
No, but this shout out to her. No, like when I went to Universal, as soon as I seen Hermione, they said it's Hermione. They had Voldemort's. Next time I go out to Universal, I'm gonna get Voldemort's. It had like little skull and bones around.
They
it.
had the Elder Wand.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, he be like,
I know either. But don't get me wrong, Harry Potter is definitely tough. I just stopped playing
Yeah.
because, you know.
Should I? I mean, because the sales probably coming soon. I've been wanting to buy. Like I'm gonna play it, but I feel like I haven't beat Gotham Knights yet. So I feel like I need to make sure Gotham Knights is done before I buy anything else. But we'll go into that open lobby. We'll talk because I have a Gotham Knights. I finally have my Gotham Knights review that I have not put out, but I will talk about Gotham Knights on open lobby. But shout out to Torian, shout out to Tone, shout out to everybody rocking with us, man. Like we said, Marvelous Blunts.
Like, comment, subscribe.
And
Go watch this Last of Us.
Last of Us review tomorrow. Let's get it.
Get it.